Hi, dear students. Now we'll discuss regarding some of the concept about belts. First of all, belts. What do you mean by belts? We know in daily life, in n number of applications, belts plays very important role. We'll discuss about the same. A belt is a loop of flexible material used to link two or more rotating shafts mechanically, most often parallel. Belts may be used as a source of motion to transmit power efficiently or to track relative movement. Belts are looped over pulleys and may have a twist between the pulleys, and the shafts need not be parallel. So here one of the condition is belts are used to transmit the power between parallel shafts. Unlike gears, here it is possible to transmit the power in the or between the parallel shafts. In these sketches, it been shown that is how the open belt, that is open belt in which driver shaft, driven shaft, tight side, slack side, all those things that we need to consider, that we have to discuss. Now, by referring this figure, it is very important to analyze and understand the concept, that is what is the tight and slack sides. This is very important because based on this it is we are going to calculate the power transmitted by the belts through pulley. The portion of the belt which is having less tension is called slack side, generally which is the top side, and the one which has higher tension is called as tight side, which is at the bottom generally. The effective pulling power of the belt that causes the rotation of the driven pulley is the difference in tension on the slack and side. So this is very important difference between the tensions in slack and tight side, which is going to give the power of the belt that causes the rotation. That is power P is equal to torque transmitted T is equal to T1 minus T2. Those two are the tensions into R that we need to consider. The tensions in the tight and slack sides of the belt depends on angle of contact. So now these tensions depends on which are all the factors, such as one is he mentioned angle of contact. The belt's drive have to be arranged such that the slack side comes above and the tight side comes below the pulleys. So it is possible to achieve higher tension once we are able to make the condition that tight side lies always at the bottom and slack side always at the top. This arrangement increases angled contact of the belt on the driven shaft. Sometimes in a belt drive there is always a possibility of some slipping taking place between the belts. Suppose a center distance between is too much small, then what happens is chances of slippery region is more, because here power is going to transmit because of friction force that generates in between belt and surface of the pulley. This is very important. Sometimes in a belt ride there is always a possibility of some slipping taking place between the belts and the pulleys, which cause the driven pulley to rotate at a lesser speed, consequently reduces the power transmission. Suppose that the slipperiness is more, means it is difficult to transmit the required or expected power. So it is very important. Hence belt drives are said to be not a positive drive of power transmission system. So we know in case of gear drives, it is possible to transmit maximum power. The reason is that one is a positive drive, but here it is not a positive drive, so it is not possible to transmit complete power. Now, types of belts. Generally, belts are classified into three categories such as flat belt, V belt, and circular. And we are going to use the different types of belts according to our applications. Now, flat belt. In this figure, it has given the idea. This belt has a rectangular cross section. These belts are capable of transmitting power over long distances between pulleys centers. The efficiency of this drive is around 98% and produces little noise because of more friction surface. Obviously, noise is more. Next one is V belt. Here V belt also used with the grooved pulleys. Same concept, but only difference is here grooved pulley is required. So friction surface is more. V belts are trapezoidal in cross sections, but its primary shape is like V, so we are calling it as V belts. These belts permits large speed ratios and can transmit higher power. Multiple drives are possible. So this is one more advantage. Here it is possible to transmit more power because n number of belts we can use. If so, suppose if we are using flat belt like a series, then what happens is there is a chances of slippery. Sorry, there is a chances of rubbing in between two or more belts what we have used on the same common pulley. So that can be reduced because here groove we are using. So V belts it is possible to drive multiple. Next one is circular. This type of belt has a circular cross section and is used with the grooved pulley. Same concept earlier what we have learned, but only difference is here the shape of the belt is circular. We learnt about the types of belts such as flat belt, V belt, circular. Now next case is types of belt drives. Belt is different, drive is different. So here belt drives, various types are categorized as 5 types such as open belt drive, cross belt drive, stepped cone pulley or speed cone drive, fast and loose pulleys, jockey pulley drive. These are the various 5 types of belt drives. We'll discuss this in detail. In figure, it has shown how the arrangement of open belt drive. Generally, as per the one of the fundamental concept, always we have to try to make slack side at the top, and one shaft which transfers the power is a driver shaft, and to which we are going to transmit, that is called as the driven shaft, that has shown in the figure with the driver pulley A and driven pulley B. Those are the shafts A and B. In this open belt drive, the belt is employing when the two parallel shafts have to rotate in the same direction. This is one more very important concept, that is if you are willing to have rotation in the same direction, we have to go with the open belt drive. That is one of the condition. When the shafts are far apart, the lower side of the belt should be the tight side and the upper side must be the slack side. This is because when the upper side becomes a slack side, it will sag due to its own weight, thus increasing the arc of contact. Suppose if you are trying to maintain the slack side at the bottom, means it is difficult to transmit more power, chances of slippery, automatically power transmission is going to reduce. Next one is cross belt drive. In this sketch, only the difference is here also we are going to transmit the power between parallel shaft only, but in this sketch it is clear direction of rotation is in opposite to each other. Suppose driver shaft driver pulley is rotating in clockwise direction, then driven is rotating in counterclockwise rotation. And here one more disadvantage is also there, that is chances of rubbing between the edges of the belts. That is very important. In this type of belt drive, the belt is employing when two parallel shafts have to rotate in the opposite direction. At the junction where the belt cross, it rubs against itself and wear off. To avoid excessive wear, the shafts must be placed at a maximum distance from each other and operated at very low speed. This is one of the case. Further here it is going to reduce the power transmission, because here we are expecting speed supposed to be less enough. Next case will be stepped cone pulley or speed cone drive. Here generally what we are making is like we can call it as a compound pulley, because main or driving shaft have 3 set of pulleys with the varying diameter like a stepped cone. Next, in case of driven also same case, as and when we need the speed, the belt position can be changed. That is called stepped cone pulley or speed cone pulley. In this type of belt rise, which is used when the speed of the driven shaft is to be changed very frequently, as in the case of machine tools such as the lathe, drilling machine, etc. So these are all the application areas where we are using this stepped cone pulley that we have seen. A stepped cone pulley is an integral casting having three or number of pulleys of different sizes, one adjacent to the other, which is shown in that particular figure. One set of stepped cone pulley is mounted in a reverse on the driver driven shaft as endless belt will be wrapped around one pair of pulleys, because here it is possible to place by sidewise. So endless belt can be used. By shifting the belts from one pair of pulleys to the other, the speed of the driven shaft can be varied. The diameter of the driving and the driven pulleys is such that the same belt will operate when shifted on a different pair of pulleys. This is the advantages in a stepped cone pulley. Now, most of the machine tools we are preferring this kind of drive shaft. Next one is fast and loose pulley drive. So here driving pulley and machine shaft, its arrangement has shown in the as shown in the figure. In this particular type of belt drive is used when the driven or machine shaft is to be started or stopped whenever desired without interfering with the driving shaft. As and when we need a variation in the speed, then we are supposed to go with this kind of applications. This type of belt drive. A pulley which is keyed to the machine shaft is called a fast pulley and run at the same speed as that of the machine shaft. A loose pulley runs freely over the machine shaft as is incapable of transmitting any power. When the driven shaft is required to be stopped, the belt is pushed onto the loose pulley by means of sliding bar having belt forks. This is the entity. Here what generally happens is that belt we are going to immediately we are going to shifting from its actual position on the driven to normal, that is on the machine shaft. So automatically machine can be stopped. That can be operated by using sliding bar having belt forks. That is the difference or specialty of this particular kind of belt drive. And the last type of belt drive is a jockey pulley drive. In an open belt drive arrangement, if the central distance is small or if the driven pulleys are very small, so suppose if the central distance is too large or too small, then we have to make some alternative arrangement. That is to the primary function, that bottom side supposed to be tight side and top side supposed to be slack side. If you are willing to transmit the complete power, then we must go with the some idler pulley. Then the arc of contact of the belt with the driven pulley will be very small, which reduces the tensions in the belt, or if the required tension of the belt cannot be obtained by other means, an idler pulley called jockey pulley is placed on the slack side of the belt as shown in the figure, automatically, which pushes the belt and increases the tension. It will increase the arc of contact. This is very primary or fundamental entity, that is arc of contact has to be increased, and thus the tension with the results in increased power transmission. As and when arc of contact increases, power transmission also be increases. Next topic will be various materials used for belts. The materials used for belts must be strong because it has to transmit high power, and driven pulley generally which takes load, it's supposed to bear, and it's supposed to be flexible. It is very very important at the time of say some say intermediate increased load, it's supposed to bear, means that belt supposed to be flexible and durable, because we are expecting a belt supposed to be used for more number of years, generally more span of the belt supposed to be higher, then it's supposed to be durable. This is very very important. So all these has to be combined, such as the properties are strong, flexible, and durable. It should have a high coefficient of friction. This is also very, very important because friction is one of the fundamental entity in case of power transmission. As and when friction is more, automatically power transmission is higher. So we are expecting the material what we are using for the belt also has have high coefficient of friction. The various materials used are leather, fabric, rubber, another one is balata. We'll see what about all this. So now leather. The leather may be oak tanned or mineral salt tanned. The leather may be oak tanned or mineral salt tanned. Example, chrome tanned. When the thickness of the belt required is more than two or more strips are cemented together. So here we are going to making a layer by layer kind of belt by using this particular. Leather belts requires periodic cleaning because due to friction some because it has made different layers, automatically some of the layers is going to worn out, that we supposed to separate, else which is going to propagate, that can be avoided and life of the leather belt can be increased. Next one is the fabric. So this is the composite kind of material. So here fabric belts are made by folding canvas or cotton ducks in a layer and stitching together, that is fabric. Next one is rubber. The belts are made of a fabric with a rubber layer. This is like a combination of fabric and rubber. These are used in sawmills, paper mills, etc. That is generally of a type of rubber belt. Normally for flat belt, they are preferring rubber belt only. Balata, the next type. The belts are made out of these materials are similar to rubber belts except that balata gym is used instead of rubber. The belts of these materials are acid and waterproof but cannot be used where the temperature is above 45 degrees Celsius. This is one of the disadvantages. And in n number of machine parts, as and when it rotates continuously in a shift 8 hours or more, chances of attaining or operating temperature will be higher. So in such a case, this balata cannot be used. In most of the case, we are preferring leather belt only to have the ability to observe more temperature. Next topic is the slips in belts. This is one of the fundamental element. If the slip is more, the belt rise is not effective. As and when slip is more means automatically friction force is going to reduce. Once it reduces means power transmission capacity of the power drive is going to reduce, then it is useless. So consider an open belt drive rotating in a clockwise direction. This rotation of the belt over the pulleys is assumed to be due to firm frictional grip between the belts and the pulleys. When this frictional grip becomes insufficient, that is because of continuous rotation of pulleys, obviously chances what are the materials we have used in case of belts, it starts to elongate by itself. Automatically in that particular case it is going to become loose or that grip becomes insufficient. There is a possibility of forwarding motion of driver without pulley with it. This is known as slip in the belt. If belts, if unable to transmit the power from driver to driven, such a phenomena is called as slip. Therefore, slip may be defined as the relative motion between the pulley and the belt in it. This reduces the velocity ratio and usually expressed in a percentage and it is denoted by S. So, here velocity ratio is nothing but speed of the driver to the driven. Suppose velocity is less, velocity ratio is less means automatically it is going to affect on the power transmission. If slip is there means it is a severe or serious problem. In case of belt rise, we try to reduce this slippery region. Next topic is creep in the belts. So we must know about this particular, this is very, very important element. During rotation of the driver and driven shaft by considering an open belt drive rotating in clockwise direction. The portion of the belt which leaving the driven and entering the driver is known as the tight side, and a portion of the belt leaving the driver and entering the driven is known as slack side. During rotation, there is an expansion of a belt on the tight side and contraction of belt on the slack side. I will repeat, there is an expansion of belt on the tight side and contraction of the belt on the slack side. Due to this uneven expansion and contraction of the belt over the pulley, there will be a relative movement of the belt over the pulley. This phenomenon is known as a creep in the belt. The chances of deformation, like a contraction and elongation, which increases or changes the relative moment, that is called as creep. Next element will be advantages and disadvantages of flat belts. So we'll try to list out advantages. Flat belts is flexible, simple in construction, smooth operations. It is efficient at high speed and protects against overload. Running and maintenance cost is low for flatbeds. Relatively long life and easy to work with. And disadvantages: loss of power due to slip and creep in turn results in low efficiency. Normally, efficiency of flat belt is less as comparing with the V belt drive, and it is not preferred for short center distance. Because of the endlessness of the belt, joints reduce the life of the belt, and it is not a positive drive like a gear drive. And advantages of V belt drive over a flat belt drive. Here we have listed like around 11 points. Like first one is the V belt drive gives compactness due to the small distance between the center of the pulleys. Generally, we are preferring machine supposed to be compact enough. In such a case, we can prefer V belt rather than flat belt. The drive is positive because the slip between the belts and the pulley groove is negligible. So here generally in case of flat belt, chances of slip is more, but in this case which is less, obviously it is going to become positive drive. Since the V belt is made endless and there is no trouble, therefore the drive is smooth. That open belt, it is like a continuous running, and how much length it is required, we are going to stitch at the end. But in case of V belt, it is made up like a single element, and it provides longer life. Generally, V belts have a long life of 3 to 5 years. The operation of the belt and the pulley is quiet, so there is no question of sound or noise in case of V belt as comparing with the flat belt. It can be easily installed and removed. There is one more advantage. The belt has the ability to cushion the shock when the machines are started. The high velocity ratio may be obtained in case of V belt drive. V belt may be operated in either direction. This is one more very important advantage, that is here with the tight side of the belt at the top or bottom. So this V belt can be used for any direction, two rotational. Therefore, the power transmitted by V belt is more than the flat belt. This because friction surface is more. In case of flat belt, friction is going to attain between pulley surface and only one side of the V belt. Sorry, flat belt. But in case of V belt, it's a three sides trapezium shape of three sides is going to have the rigid friction between the grooved pulley and belt. Obviously, power transmission will be more, and center line may be horizontal, vertical or inclined. This is one more advantage. In case of open belt drive, while we are going to fix the vertical kind of drive, we have to think, we have to work out more. But in case of V belt drive, chances of slipperiness is less, and because here it is going to shift its tight and slack side at any moment. That is one more advantage. The last element is a selection of belt drive. What are the factors we need to consider for selecting belt drives? First one, the speed of the driver and driven pulleys. So it is very very important while deciding whether to go for belt drive or some alternative kind. We have to decide at what speed driver is rotating and what speed driven pulley we are expecting to rotate. Next one is speed reduction ratio. How much speed supposed to be reduced? Like in case of generally motor is always rotating at higher speed than the driven. If we are willing to attain less speed, then we have to decide whether to go for this or some alternative or other such as belt drive, chain drive or so on. Power to be transmitted. What is the maximum power to be transmitted? That also we have to decide. Center distance between the shaft. This is very very important. If the center distance is too small means we can't go with the belt drives, either flat belt or open belt or cross belt. That is not possible. In such a case we have to go with the positive drive like gear drives. Shaft layout. This is very very important. And last one is positive drive requirements. If the system we need complete positive means it has to transmit complete power means, then belt drive is not possible. In such a case we are supposed to go with the gear drive. If it is moderate kind or less positive drive means we can go with belt drive. Further, if it is under the restrictions in the belt drives, further we can decide. If we need more positive drive, we supposed to prefer V belt drive rather than flat belt, and if it is required less, then we can go with the flat belt. So this all about the concept of belt, belt types, belt drives, materials, advantages and disadvantages, and factors need to be considered while selecting belt drives. Thank you all, thank you for listening, and thank you for watching this particular video.
Hi, dear students.